Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe Showcase video. Today we're going to be talking about Gauss. He is a fun Warframe to many. Me personally, he's not my type unless it's an open world. And overall, he's a really fun frame to play. Would highly recommend it if you're into speedsters. Um, as per usual, we're going to go over the mods and everything. We're going to go over how his abilities work. Max rank, no mods, and show you how his abilities scale when you mod him for beginner slash intermediate players. And we'll go over a couple of builds that I have for late game that I swap between. And yeah, with that being said, let's get over this. Keep in mind I am using Gauss Prime. There are some stat differences between regular Gauss and Gauss Prime, as per usual with primes. And yeah. Just double check. I don't have anything on this one. No, I don't. Okay, we're good. Let's go look for regular Gauss. So what stats change from Gauss? His base health stays the same. His shields go up from 455 to 550. Armor energy still the same, and he is 0.1% faster, or zero point 0.1 faster than his base. So just keep that in mind. And let's go over his abilities. My bad. Um, One thing you're gonna know about Gauss is he comes with a battery meter on the right side of the screen. Essentially, what you gotta do is you gotta refill it by moving around, draining the energy from people, or expelling it, and a bunch of stuff. He's all about movement, and his passive helps out with this. Um, he's able to replenish his shields faster, and he's able to, in some instances, reload faster. But I think that's tied to an ability. And yeah, going over his first ability, Mock Rush. Essentially, what you do is if you tap your 1 or your R1 and X, or whatever you use for your first ability, you will do a short burst going forward. But if you press and hold it, you can sustain a run going fast, and he can fly. He can run so fast he runs on water. Um, and when he hits a wall, it does proc um, a small explosion on it, um, dealing that. So if you hit a wall, don't worry about it. You will cause damage either way. Going over to his kinetic plating. Essentially, what he does is he activates a special armor around him, and it tends to soak up heat, cold, and blast, converting it into energy. On top of that, when you do have this active, you will not be um, I think you're immune to knockdowns, so really good ability to have, especially while you're moving fast. Thermal Sunder is your third. Essentially, what you do with this mod is there's a little ring that you let out. If you want to increase your batteries power or percentage, you will, I believe, tap it to suck in energy, proccing cold. And if you want to expel some energy, you will press and hold your third ability, and you will proc out fire. Now, if you do that on top of each other, you can emit a blast radius. So keep that in mind. We will show this ability soon. It's really fun. Going over red line, essentially what he does is he goes into overdrive, and he is able to increase his fire rate, increase his attack speed, he increased his reload and casting speed. And when his battery exceeds the red line, he is able to emit energy bolts that shoot out of him. Once the ability ends, all that expended energy will just explode out and will kill enemies if they're around you. So he's all about moving, he's all about speed, he's all about just keeping his battery charge up as much as he can. There are some little tricks you can do with Thermal Sunder and Mock Rush. I don't know if it's changed, I haven't used them in a while. I only recently unlocked them, to be honest. And his red line ability also affects his abilities, so we'll go over those in a bit. My god, he's fast. So let's spawn some enemies here. They're gonna be level 30, because we're not. We're gonna keep with the corrupted enemies. So showing off the first real quick. This is tapping it. Small little bursts, and if you hit it a wall, there's a little bit of an explosion, but we'll go with that in a bit. And if you want to hold it, that's how it looks. You can hold it for a bit and let it go, and he'll continue to run. If you do hit enemies, you will knock them down, which we're gonna show off here. Or we're gonna run over here. I hope. If it collides with them, I wonder if it's gonna proc the explosion. We'll see. Yeah, you knock people over. Tap it. Tap it. That's all he does. And then I'm gonna slam against the wall, holding it. So, by the way, this is how you build up your meter fast. And as you can see, it knocks enemies back. So there's that. Who died? This guy. Nice. So I am going to go invincible here. I'm gonna unpause the enemy and show you his second ability. Watch, as I'm soaking up damage, I'm gaining energy. I am immune to knockdowns, as you can see here. And yeah, it's a good way to kind of keep yourself moving. That's pretty much all it does. I am going to pause everyone. I'm going over your third. Okay, so going over the third real quick. This is how it's going to look like when you tap it. That's a little radius around him. I don't know why he's moving. Is it unpaused? And then, if you want to hold it, this is what that looks like. Keep in mind, if you want to gain energy, you tap it. If you want to keep it on a battery, oh, it's already filled up. When you expel energy, proc heat. If you want to gain energy or battery, you just tap it. Simple as that. And when you combine it, it's a blast proc. And if I'm not mistaken, you can carry, if you pass through them, you can carry the statuses of these thermal sunders, I think. There's a weird interaction with that. I haven't really grasped how Gauss works with the sunders, but there is an interaction there, unless they might have changed it. So, going over the fourth, and I'm going to show you this with my primary. This is what it shoots, and this is his signature weapon, right? I don't have the primary, but I do have the regular. So this is what it shoots like. Keep that fire rate in mind. That's how fast he runs. If you activate Mach Rush, you run faster. Huge difference on how he moves, how he fires. He reloads a lot faster. His fourth abilities do affect his other abilities, which I'm going to try and show right now. I'm gonna come back over here and redo it. Okay, so I'm gonna activate my fourth. I'm gonna go here and use my third. Max attack cold, fire, a lot of blast. Wow, that murdered everyone. That's insane. Look at the wall. You should be able to if I'm not mistaken, proc slash. I think. We're gonna test that out again so you can see that. Mock rush with his fourth ability active. We just need to gain some momentum. So I'm gonna go hit the wall. Here's the fire proc with his fourth. Oh, and it ended. But that's pretty much how that works. There's some really fun interactions with Gauss. What I like is that his zones do linger, so if enemies are walking over him, they get hit with the procs. Just knock everyone out, you know? Okay, so now how are we gonna mod Gauss? As a new player or an intermediate player, if you're going through the start chart, how would I go about modding Gauss? Now I do have a formula on this one, so there's an added polarity, and primes generally have more polarities than base frames, but you'll get the idea. Before we get into the modding, I do have a disclaimer to say if you don't have certain prime mods, keep your eye out for Barrow. He usually has some prime mods. If you're missing set mods, you can farm them in Cetus, Fortuna, and Deimos. Um, and I don't follow what is meta and what's not meta. I don't care for what the good thing is. I play to have fun. So a lot of what you're gonna see here is just to give you a general idea of what I would go for if I was a new/intermediate player. I'm gonna try and keep things as base as I can with mods. I'm not gonna go too extreme because I do have some late game mods that I'm gonna show you that I run. Um, and yeah, so what am I gonna want to go for looking at Gauss? So I know he's gonna need a lot of energy, so I'm going to stack. I'm not gonna stack. I'm gonna get energy siphon. Where is it? For the energy region. This is going. If you don't have aura mods, you can look for them in Nora's Night with her Nightwave and in her shop. Okay, and that covers that. So what else would I look for with Gauss? So me personally, I'm gonna go with range and strength. Range for the third, strength for the fourth and the first, and the third. The damage the third just as well. So we're gonna start off with flow, prime flow. If you don't have prime flow, you can get flow. That I am going to go with transient fortitude, which by the way, this is a corrupted mod. You can get these in the Deimos vaults if you want to farm that. I'm going over here for my survivability. I'm gonna throw on Prime Vigor, which is, y'all don't know, is my go-to and was my go-to when I was coming up into where I am now, when I was going through the star chart. So I'm gonna run this just to have some added layer of survivability. I'm gonna throw on some continuity for the duration aspects and how long things stay. I am going to, where is it? I'm gonna throw on, where is it? It's over here somewhere. Throw on intensify for more damage, for more strength. Um, for the armor stuff, you can go armored agility if you have it, if you want to make them faster, or you can tack on some. Where is it? Oh, it's here somewhere. You can add steel fiber for some more armor. I'm not gonna do that. I am going to go, and this, no, I'm not gonna put that mod that I usually put. I'm gonna just throw on some stretch for some range. I'm gonna throw on some auger reach. If I can find the map, here you go. And then on this mod, let's see, I have range. Let me see what I can put. I'll put this on for some more range. So, these mods with the drift set, you can get them as you progress through the stories. So, this is if you're like in the intermediate range and you haven't unlocked a certain planet, you can find those in there. So just keep that in mind. This is ideally what I would run if I was a beginner slash intermediate player. And it's not the best build. You know, there's some other stuff you can do with it. Gauss is really fun. But yeah, we're gonna go over how his abilities are now, and yeah, get some more energy. We're at 641. Let's up the enemies to, honestly, I'm thinking level 90. Why not? Let's spawn these guys. I'm not gonna show off the second right now because you've already seen it. You'll see it in the demonstration when I use it. But here is the burst. Here is the long press. The strength definitely makes you move faster. Now I'm gonna tap my third and see how the range. So I'm gonna tap my third. That's how big the range is. I'm gonna let that wear off. He can be good in defensive objectives. Oh, he is good with those too. This is me holding it to release the fire proc. And this is going to be the blast. Like I said, the good thing is that it lingers, so they will stay damaged as long as they're in there. I don't know how to kill him. What? I know the melee is bad. I'm just using it as a placeholder. Alright. Spawn the enemies again. And now we're going to show off the fourth. So, activate it. I'm going to show off. I'm going to gain some energy. Or some charge. Watch it go up. The fire rate is increased a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna use my first against the wall. I'm gonna hit my second third ability. I'm gonna hit the hold it. There's that. You're just holding it. And that's pretty much how he plays. Well, that's pretty much the gist of how to use it. It's not how he's it's not how can I put it? It's not exactly how you're gonna want to play him. You'll see it right now in the demonstration, but that is the summary of his ability. I just want to take care of these guys. Is there anyone else? Nope. Alright. So we are gonna do a demonstration in a mobile defense. If you made it this far, and you don't want to watch the demonstration, you can go ahead and log off. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think if you like Gauss. But we're gonna move into the demonstration in 3, 2, 1, now. Ah, you forgot. You thought I forgot about my build, but I want to show it off here real quick in my ship while I get them ready for the demonstration. So,
well put together.
as you can see,
now get out there and
cut down the
and make the Lotus proud.
I have some Archon shards on him, and I use this one. So I have more range. I don't have a lot of duration because I don't really need duration, and I have decent amount of strength. This is what I'm running for. I run Archon Flow to drop more energies. I run in this for double fire procs on his third. I'm running this for range, more strength, more strength, more strength, a little bit of armor for survivability, though I think I might change this out. Sorry, my voice cracked. Do I want to swap it out? Now I'll keep that as is. And I have this. I have for more range, so I'm also running multi-efficiency to gain more duration. It should make up for the loss, and I'm running multi augmented for more strength as I continue to go further within a mission, pushing me close to or a little over 200% strength. So yeah, for me it's a really good build. I like the way my build is, so there's that. And we're gonna jump into the mission right about now, right? By the way, I hope you like this. If you haven't seen my ship, what's up, Doge?
Well, it's early where Nora is. And
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff
she
here.
wipes the sleep from her eyes. She wonders.
Anyways,
Does the ever
on
leave
to the
that?
demonstration.
Can she leave that?
Alright, so I decided to go with the mobile defense on Pluto. And I am excited to show you all how it is you can play him. I preferably use him on the free
This
roam,
is a mobile defense mission.
but these
You must
missions are
deliver
good.
payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance.
So ideally, you're gonna want to just activate your
The hunt is on, Tenno.
Your
The synthesis
second
scanner is
ability.
detecting a potential target.
So
Use
if
it.
you get hit,
Search for traces of the target.
but when you get hit, you will be able to get some energy as fast as you can, because he's gonna need a lot of energy. Move forward with the objective.
You've got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
I'm going over here. I'm gonna do this. Hit my third. These guys. I forgot ambulance is a thing.
Don't just
He's already
stand
down.
there. Fix my ambulance.
You can essentially use his third ability for like area denial. And I am showing off his signatures as well. Which, by the way, is really good. Though I did forget to throw on carrier. I usually run carrier time one day.
Area completed. Move on.
By the way, Friday's gonna be an Overwatch video. Because I had a sick ass Gonzo Naruto? Hanzo gameplay that I want to show off, but I'm also going to talking about the Overwatch season. And I wish I had energy because I'd run over that. That's about as far as I can go. So let me know what you're thinking. Are you liking the demonstrations with the live comms? Oh god. Is that a bunch of enemies?
We are finished here. Move on.
Oh, that didn't dream energy? Well, that's dumb. Sure, I need you.
All right,
do
Hunter.
this.
I will reward you should you perform synthesis.
Stop moving. There you go. And now it's the final upgrade.
You have completed the synthesis I require. Return to the relay to claim your reward.
Brr. If I had more energy, I would be my fourth right now.
The odds were against us, Tenno.
That's pretty
but we
much
did it.
how you're gonna want to use
Mission
them.
complete.
It's all about movement. If you need to deal more damage or in a higher situation, you can hit your fourth. Your second ability is good for, like I said, surviving, not being knocked down. And your third is good for area denial. And that about sums it up for the video. If you made it this far, feel free to leave a like, comment, consider subscribing. I am trying to get this channel to 100 subscribers. And yeah, with that being said, I will catch you all next week when I believe we go over Geyer. It's AJ Gaming, signing off. Peace.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.